First, our budget. I think everyone's well aware of the situation we're in this country. We're in the worst economic times of the past 70 years. Unemployment in the state of Oregon is still around 9%, which has a direct impact on school budgets. Now, I know that several of the board members and I spent a lot of time taking an acid about this issue because for us this is very stressful because we know that we have no control over revenue, but only control about expenses. And in a school district, expenses is all about people, and we love our people. And it's very hard for us to make decisions when we have to cut $3.5 million from our budget, which is 10%. And in order to reduce, or in order to balance our budget, we've had to reduce the number of staff. And again, we may need to reduce the number of school work days. This isn't a happy thing for us, nor is this something that we look forward to. It's something we have to do. And it's just one of those unfortunate realities of life in our times these days. And again, unfortunately, the economic forecast came out yesterday. And it looks like there may be a $75 million loss for statewide school funding next year, which would translate to us about $300,000, which is 3 full-time equivalent. So that's just a frustration. But, as I do in coaching, I talk about what I saw, but then I like to talk about what I saw that was good. And this is what is good. What is good in our district is that we passed a bond. And that bond was passed by 6 votes. Now, as Dr. Woods would say, if we were talking about data that's significantly irrelevant, statistically irrelevant, but in our case it was unbelievably relevant. So we are now have the opportunity to do some great things. And those great things are to build buildings that improve student achievement. And those buildings will be, just to let you understand the full scale of this, is that 3 buildings, Shaver, Grassel, and Sacramento, will be building some flexible learning space, which means a separate building that is used for all kinds of stuff. And your principals are well aware of that as we went through the design process or the needs process. The design process will come up. At Prescott, we'll be remodeling that building in pretty extensive ways. And at the middle school, which back in my day was the enemy, because I went to Heights, we will take that thing down to the ground. And rebuild it with a building that doesn't have a labyrinth in the center, which Packy Flynn has to kind of give a very good map and GPS coordinates so students can use their cell phones to find it. But as we move into the design phase, which we are doing now, the board is in the situation of evaluating both architecture firms and construction management firms. And we'll be making those decisions here shortly. And then we'll move into the design phase. And in the design phase, we're going to ask for your help. We'll have many opportunities for your input, and many opportunities for you to give us our thoughts, what makes a classroom work for you, what doesn't work for you, some of those things. And we'll be informing you and giving you opportunities to do that. So please participate. That is very important for us to do that. And as we move forward with these projects, the board has a great sense of responsibility to make sure that we build the best buildings with the best design and the most cost-efficient possible. We need to kind of get back to our community. We've heard a lot from our community about how they felt the bond wasn't handled properly last time, and we want to erase that so in the future when the school district needs to put forth a bond, they have positive things to say about the past bond, that we do not have to overcome so many negatives. So we want to do that, and we'll need your help to do that. So you guys have great brains, and I really respect those brains, so please come to us with those kind of ideas. And lastly, the area we've done very well in is student achievement, and that is the board's top priority. And again, we're going to focus on some areas. One of them will be student growth and achievement on standards benchmarks, effective utilization of assessments and data analysis for student growth, collaborative work in professional learning teams so that each student knows that they can learn. So together as you work, you'll go out and help students understand that no, they're not stupid, that they can learn. It's amazing how many students feel that they can't learn, and that we have that great opportunity to change the rest of their lives by telling them they can. And lastly, to employ culturally responsive teaching and learning practices so that each student feels included. We are a community that is vastly mixed, of great diversity, and I don't need to tell you that, you see it every day. But strength comes from that diversity, because great ideas come from the commingling of many other ideas. So let's be strong. There are many wonderful things that are said about schools, and I want to be one of those people that says many wonderful things about the staff and the teachers, Parkrose. And the world is full of promise only because of your dedication and hard work to students every day. And I know that through your work with parents and students and each other, that potential can be reached. The board and I want to personally thank each and every one of you for all the hard work you do so students can reach their full potential. Thank you, and have a great school year.